Well, there it is, folks. A Yamaha TTR230 2013 model with a busted clutch lever right here. This happened when I did an aggressive turn in the on a little bit of off-road and dropped the bike onto its side, and this kind of just sheared right off. No other damage to the bike, but that came off, and so we need to replace it. The part that I picked up was this Motion Pro clutch lever right here. I'll put a link to it down in the description. It's available on Amazon. I bought two. They were delivered quickly. Let's see if it fits and if we can get this to work. This thing got bent up pretty badly, but it looks like it's the right part. We'll see in a minute. We'll get it going. So the tools that you're going to need for this job, very simple. All you need is a 10mm socket and a 10mm box wrench. That's all you're going to really need to make this happen. So all you got to do is remove these two boots over here. Remove these two boots over here. There's another boot right over here that you need to peel back. Actually, I don't even think you need to peel that back. You can leave that on right here, but you do need to remove this boot off of the handle. You're going to need to put it back onto the other handle. And what you want to do is just rotate this around, and you'll see that there is a cable with a special end right here. You just kind of weave that out and knock this cable off. And there you go. There's the clutch, broken clutch right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this off of this part right here. I'm just going to kind of wrap this around. Probably use a little bit of lubricant to get that going, but it just kind of pops right off. So there's the old clutch handle. No need to keep that around. What we need to do is remove this bolt right here. There's a 10mm bolt. So let's just go ahead and make that happen. Let's pull that off. I'd already loosened it before this to give it a try. So this part just comes right off. And it seems like the other side is threaded in addition to the bolt. It feels like this part down here is threaded also. You'll notice there's quite a bit of grease on there and maybe even some anti-seize. So here's the other part that's broken. So that's trash. I'm going to toss this in the trash right here. I'm going to toss that broken clutch handle into the trash. Don't need that anymore. Okay, so now it's time to reattach the clutch lever, which I have right here. The one thing that you might have to do is to install a little bit of either lithium grease or anti-seize. I like to use anti-seize. It's something that I use on all my motorbikes. I've got several motorbikes. I like to use it on the axle or any one of these parts. I think you're supposed to be wearing gloves while you do this, and also you really just want to use a little tiny dab, and this stuff is mighty powerful. It will spread everywhere, and you won't have a problem, or you will have a problem getting it off your hands afterwards. But and I think you're supposed to be wearing gloves while you're doing this. So let me reattach this unit. So I'm just going to take a pair of pliers and get the lug out a little bit, secure it like this, insert it in from this side, and just get it neatly tucked into the, this area right here. And so it's going to fit all the way in nice and deep, and then you just have to turn it around and realign it with the holes. I'm going to go wash my hands because this stuff is nasty. All right, so now it's time to reattach the bolt. As you may recall, I mentioned that the back side of this two-sided plate is threaded, so you can just sort of thread your way into it right away. And we've got that nicely aligned. And then what you're going to do on the back side is you can turn the nut back onto the end of this thread. And then you can use a box wrench to give this a snug fit, then go onto the back side and use a box wrench to secure that nut on there. In fact, you can use there we go. Nice and tight. And then the last thing that we have to do is reattach the rubber boot. And all I've got to do is slide that over. The rubber boot's going to end up like this with this open part this way. So we just kind of like yank that over there. It moves very quickly. We just have to, I believe we just have to back this away like so. Put the rubber boot right into this area right here. Make sure that these parts cover the bolts, the bolt head and the nut. And then come back and just open up this part of this rubber boot and just attach it on top of it. It's nice and secured. And now you have a clutch lever that works. I hope this was helpful. I've attached links to everything, all the tools that I used, including this little device. You can also have, again, another shot of the additional clutch lever that I purchased from Motion Pro off of Amazon. I've got a link down below. And I'll even try to find a copy of this anti-seize that you can use. I find this to be a really great product to use on all of my motorcycles. Leave some comments down below. Let me know what you think and give me any suggestions for improving my videos. Thanks.